8 days after Thanksgiving, I recognize the sound of his truck turning off in front of my building. Not only do I recognize it, but my heartbeat picks up and I get flushed when I hear the low growl cutting out, followed by the clank of metal as he pulls up the back door to grab my package. Does that sound dirty, or is it just me? I scramble off the couch and pace into the kitchen. This is a good place to be when he knocks. It's a decent distance from the door, so it'll take me enough time to get there that he won't know I know he's already here. He won't even be thinking about that, I tell myself. It doesn't matter. I know that I'm thinking about it. I'm all hot and bothered for the new delivery guy, and that's intense. I mean, it'll all be completely in my head, because he's hot and just doing his job. And I'm average and not one to behave inappropriately towards someone while they're working. This is not going to be like a bad porno where the lady of the house invites the pizza guy and all of a sudden he's banging her on the counter. But that's how it'll go down in my head after he leaves. I'm totally going to use the personal massager that arrived yesterday, package number 11, and do unspeakable things as I fantasize about the delivery guy who has visited my house almost a dozen times in the last 2 weeks. I don't even know his name. He has a name tag Dane, but last week, before Thanksgiving, I opened my big mouth and asked him if that was his real name. He gave me a funny look and admitted it wasn't, but he didn't elaborate, and that was already further out of my comfort zone than I ever wanted to go. But not Dane was on my mind when I headed to Philly for our annual Not Family Thanksgiving, and after drinking half a bottle of red wine, I told my friends all about him. So it's really my own fault that he's at the front door of my building, punching in the entry code he's now memorized. For the 3rd year in a row, my besties and I have decided to skip spending a small fortune on flying home and spending an awkward few days with family members we don't always like. We're going to have to do that in another month anyway. So Nina's driven down from New York, and I took the train up from Baltimore, and we're camped out in Daisy's living room with a bowl of taco dip and a football game on the television. We're mostly watching because of the butts, and we're placing bets on which of them have donkey dicks. Nina's cheering for the Vikings. One in particular, who we agree is definitely packing something good, and she gets a goofy look on her face every time the camera pans past his crotch. Clearly the cameraman thinks he's hung, too. God, she sighs. I'd be his Freya in a heartbeat. He's not really a Viking, I point out. Nina shrugs. And I really wouldn't be protesting if he threw me over his shoulder and carried me off to his pile of furs to ravish me. Oh my God. Don't judge me and my fantasies. I'm really not. I've got dirty fantasies of my own, so I can hardly be pointing fingers. Daisy bursts into the living room from the kitchen, where she was doing something to the turkey. Am I missing good gossip? No. I shout as Nina nods. She lies. Tell us your fantasies, Jana. Nina leans over and tops up my wine. They're private, I mumble. The last thing I need is more alcohol. Daisy, can we help you in the kitchen? She shakes her head. Turkey's basted for the last time, and it'll be done in 30 minutes. Simon's mashing the potatoes. We're good to go. She joins me on the couch and scoops up some taco dip. I ignore the expectant look on her face and try to change the subject back to Nina. How's the new job? She wrinkles her nose. Probably not going to last very long. I miss Washington. You hated DC, turns out I hate New York more. Maybe I need to find some hunky farmer to marry and make babies with. Leave the marketing world behind me. I bite my tongue, because Nina will do whatever she wants. How's the new kitten? I beam. Adorable. She's fit in really well with Trick and Jared. Larkin is taking a while to warm to her, but the cat sitter texted me a picture of them sharing the cat condo earlier. I pull out my phone and show her that picture, and a few others. My cats are the cutest things ever. This new kitten is a foster kitty. She's just with us until we find her a forever home, and that's okay. And how's work? Work is not going well at all, but I don't want to talk about it. It's fine. Oh, I'll be in New York to meet with the creative team in a couple of weeks. We should have dinner. I work for a major greeting card company. I started as an assistant right out of college, and won an internal competition to become an illustrator 2 years later. Then one of my design series really took off, and thanks to having a decent agent who negotiated that extended related work also be done by me, I've now got a couple of product lines: inspirational journals, coffee mugs,